Good afternoon and welcome to the Arts and Culture Commission meeting of January 21, 2016. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Here.
Sahakian?
Here.
Sharikian?
Here.
Chairperson Derhovanesian?
Here.
For the record, Commissioner Oshagan is not present. The agenda for the January 21st meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on January 15th, 2016.
Next.
Item 2, consent items. At 2A, approval of regular meeting minutes from December 17th, 2015.
I can make a motion to approve the meetings.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Sahakian?
Yes.
Sharikian?
Yes.
Chairperson Derhovanesian?
Yes.
Item 3, introductions and presentations. At 3A, Library Arts and Culture events presented by Chuck Wyke, Community Relations Manager.
Good afternoon, Chair Derhovanesian, Commissioners, City staff. I have a number of events and programs to tell you about, all happening at the Library Arts and Culture Department. First, we've got a couple of events tonight. One is a documentary film called Visual Acoustics. It's about the life and career of Julia Schulman, who was one of the foremost architectural photographers in the world, based here in LA. But what's really interesting for us, and we're very happy to promote Chris Nichols from Los Angeles Magazine. He will be hosting the event and answering questions after the program, so I hope people can make that. That's tonight, the 21st, at Brand Library. Also tonight, this is going to be at the Adult Recreation Center. Another artist, a renowned photographer, Harar Haq-Kacharian. He's going to talk about his book, 100, 1915 to 2015. And he pretty much did a lengthy kind of synopsis of Armenian culture and history and current events in this book, and he's going to talk about that. And that will be next door to the Central Library at the Adult Recreation Center, also tonight at 7 p.m. We're going to start our Read for the Win Bookmark contest. It's our annual bookmark contest. It starts this Saturday, the 23rd. Kids 18 and under can participate. A number of the bookmarks, just like these here, will be used at all of our library sites, and you can pick up a bookmark from one of the kids who was selected as a winner. The Brand Associates Music Series kicks off on January 30th at 2 p.m. Let me see. This will be top musicians from Southern California performing chamber music in our recital hall at Brand Library. Harut Senakaremian is going to be playing piano pieces on the 30th. I believe you have a card for that. And this handsome interior was, let me see, it was based on the Brookdale Lodge in Santa Cruz. Real interesting thing. This is in LA in a 1904 building that later became a restaurant. And this is one of their other restaurants. It's Clifton's Cafeteria, and this one, famous Googie architecture, mid-century modern, all that. This was out in Azusa, but we're gonna have a book talk about the Brookdale one, which is the one that's currently open on Broadway. And the book is about the restaurants, but it's also about what they're calling a crusader, Clifford Clinton, who owned those restaurants and passed them down to his family. He was a crusader at one point. Anybody who was hungry during the Depression could come in and eat. And if you had money, you could pay it. If you didn't have money, you didn't have to pay. And he literally opened up a whole other, like a soup kitchen during the Depression just to feed people. It was kind of the heyday of cafeterias. We don't see them too much anymore. Right now, Clifton's is the oldest cafeteria in LA, and they say the largest in the world today. So it reopened, and we'll be able to hear about the history of Mr. Clifford Clinton from his grandson, Edmund. and that's February 3rd at the Casa Verdugo Library. Another photographer and a filmmaker, Eric Nazarian, filmmaker, is going to interview Scout Tufangjian, and she's going to talk about a couple of her books. That's, again, going to be at the Adult Recreation Center next to the Central Library. That's in February. She's a noted photographer. She's famous for at least one book she did on President Obama and the campaign trail. Really, really iconic photography. Go Big or Go Home. That's the next large gallery exhibition at the Brand Library. That starts on Saturday, February 20, and it goes through the end of March. It's large-scale sculpture. So that should be fun. That one is, I think that rock is, many hundreds of pounds, and there's a church pew attached to it. All this stuff's going to be at Brand Library. That should be a lot of fun. And I'm sorry Ara's not here. He could talk a little bit about this. But we will have a Book Smarts. It's kind of a book and art and music conversation with Ara and a musician, Gore Victarian, on Sunday, February 21st. And Ara has a new book that's kind of an audiovisual multimedia book, and the musician will perform at that event also. So that'll be a lot of fun. That's Sunday evening on the 21st of February at Brand Library. Of course, our Central Library is undergoing renovation. Cindy can tell you more about that if you need to know, but we're going, I believe, into what we call Phase 2. So the interiors are going to shift around a little bit, but we will remain open while all that is going on. At the same time, our branches have extended their hours in the mornings and on Fridays, so there's a library open somewhere in Glendale from 10 in the morning until 10 at night. Central Library actually closes at 10 now, 4 days a week, and open 9 to 6 on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's about it. I did give you some more information about some of our other programs. We have a number of parenting skills programs for parents of all ages. There's a lot of good things going on right now, in addition to our pretty healthy arts and culture kind of programming. Thank you.
Very much. Very nice report. Well done. Next item.
Item 4, oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not on this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. The Commission may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The Commission may refer the matter to City staff for investigation and report.
Well, I see one card. I'm hoping that I'm reading the name right. Mr. Eric Lindbaum.
Correct. Thank you so much.
Good. Would you please come to the podium, introduce
Absolutely.
yourself?
And thank you so much for the Commission for inviting me to speak for a few minutes. Cindy, I know we've had some emails back and forth. I don't have a slide, but I did give you some flyers. And I just want to talk very briefly about an event that's going to be happening this Saturday at the Mystery and Imagination Bookfellows Bookstore on Brand Avenue, which is on the same side of the street as the Alex, about a quarter block from it. I know some of you have probably been there before. And it's really the setting of the event that I think will be perhaps of more interest to you than the event itself, but I will give you a little bit of context. I'm the co-editor of a site called triggerwarningshortfiction.com, and it is horror, sci-fi, noir, and fantasy short stories. They're online. Each story is illustrated by a very prolific, successful children's book writer named John Skews from Seattle, who is flying in for the event. These are not children-friendly stories. These are adult-oriented stories for the Game of Thrones horror set, certainly. And the reason why I'm speaking to you is we are holding this event this Saturday at the store. And as many of you probably know, the store has been in Glendale for a long time. It's been there since 1981. And the two owners, Christine Bell and Malcolm Bell, have really put together a aesthetically imperative store where genre authors and fans from all over Los Angeles come. Ray Bradbury, who I'm sure many of you have heard about, the famous sci-fi writer, did countless events there. Guillermo del Toro, the film director who signed books, many famous science fiction, fantasy, horror writers. George Clayton Johnson, who wrote many Twilight Zone episodes, the famous sci-fi writer, passed away recently. He did a lot of events there as well. And we're actually going to do a little benefit during the event. It is a free event, but we're going to sell some memorabilia to help out the store. So if any of you would like to come, it's at 2 o'clock. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And one aspect you might enjoy, generally at these type of events, authors read their material, and many of them are better writers than they are speakers. But what we're doing in this case is we're actually going to have some professional actors reading the stories. And one of them has incredible stage chops. One of them is a voice actress who has done work with The Simpsons, Avatar. Very, very talented actors. So I think you'll get a fantastic presentation. And more importantly, if you haven't had a chance to walk around and look at the store, it is really incredible. The last thing I'll just say about the site is there's a lot of sites like this around. And a lot of them are hobbyist sites done by various fans, and they're very passionate. But the caliber of writers we have on this site, just to give you an idea, Judith Lewis, who just did a cover story in LA Magazine on drought, she wrote a story for us. Tom Lavalino just got a $1,500 grant from the Taper to do a private reading. He is an up-and-coming playwright. We have 2 produced screenwriters. So if you do know people that are interested in this type of fiction, it's our opinion that the caliber of material is higher than you would necessarily see. So if anyone would like to come by, we would love to have you. It's at 2 o'clock on Saturday. I'm told there's a 30% chance of rain, 0% chance in the afternoon. So, we will probably gather afterwards either at Damon's or perhaps Jack's if it goes that long. And lastly, we will be honoring a gentleman named Dennis Atchison, who is a very well-known horror writer. Stephen King is crazy about him. The New York Times just did a rave review of one of his books. He isn't a household name, but he is very, very well known in the genre community. He's written screenplays with David Cronenberg and John Carpenter, and he is an incredible fan of Glendale. If you've ever been to the place across the street from the store, I believe it's called Portolo's, he practically lives in that bakery. So he spends a lot of time there. So if I can answer any questions about this event, I would love to.
Thank you very much for your time and coming down here to share your event. Just wondering what the website address is, if the public can...
Sure, it is. Thank you so much for asking, because we should have put that on the flyer, and we did not. TriggerWarningShortFiction.com.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would also ask for the address of the bookstore.
Well, that's a very pertinent question. 238 North Brand Avenue.
Boulevard.
And it is called The Mystery and Imagination and Bookfellows. And there is a parking lot behind the store, and there is the notorious Brand Avenue parking as well, if you can find it.
Thank you very much
so
for
much.
coming and presenting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Item 5, business agenda. At 5A, action items. At 5A1, selection of commission chair.
I would like to open the floor for nomination.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Shurikian.
Any other? So I do believe that since there is only one nomination, let's go for the roll call.
Commissioners Deaver,
Yes.
Sahakian,
Yes.
Shurikian,
Yes.
Chairperson Derhovanesian.
Yes. So thank you. Now that this is done, I think this is the time of the changing of the guards. Yes, and I would like to congratulate you, Mr. Harai Shurikian. Welcome to this new position.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Let me take my stuff.
I would like to take a moment and thank for the commissioners to nominate me, and I'm glad that I've been in commission for the last 3 years, and I will do my best and work with everybody and to make this commission events and organization-wise go forward and make Glendale more beautiful, bottom line. Next item on the agenda. Go ahead.
At 5A2, selection of commission vice chair.
I would like to make a nominee Mr. Ara Oshagan. Can I do that if he's not present too? Yeah, okay. So I would like to nominate Ara Oshagan. Any second?
I would.
Well, you don't need,
We don't need a second. Okay.
No, it's just if anybody else.
Any other names?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Sahakian.
All right. Any other names for nomination? Okay, we don't have any. All right. Then we can vote for first nomination, Ara Oshagan. Who is for Ara Oshagan? Roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver,
No?
Sahakian,
I'll say yes.
Sharikian,
Yes.
Chairperson Hovhanessian.
Yes.
All right. Do I go for the second name? Technically, no. Okay. All right, then. Third item on the agenda. On next item, selection of committee appointments.
Okay. Do I do roll call?
You did the roll call on the vice chair.
I do.
You finished
I
it.
did. I'm sorry.
We did already.
At 5A3, selection of committee appointments.
Just want to clarify that we have on page doesn't say the page, but I think it's
It's the second
page,
to the last one.
the one before the last page. There are 5 different committees that we need to assign commissioners. The following committees are the Cultural and Performing Arts Series, number 1, Mural and on city-owned utility boxes, Beyond the Box program, number 3, Pop-up Arts program, and 4, Temporary Art in Public Spaces, and 5th, Adams Square Mini Park Gas Station. I want to make a note that other than those committees, we also have number 4 and number 5 on item to be selection of liaison to Glendale Art Board and also liaison to Brand Associate Board. So therefore, we have 5 and 2, 7 different entities that we need to assign different commissioners. In the past, we've had on the committees 2 different commissioners, and I don't know if we want to take that route or not. Do we go 2 commissioner per committee? Is that okay?
That would be my recommendation, so that we'd have 2 commissioners and perhaps 1 staff person in the decision-making process.
Okay, then that's how we will proceed. Okay, for first committee, Cultural and Performing Arts Series. Do I have any nomination?
I can say that I've done it before. I would love to continue if there is nobody else who really wants to do that.
Okay, do we have any objection for Arlette? You okay? Okay. All right, that's number 1. And any other nomination or volunteers?
These are actually, I'm sorry for clarification, these are appointments. So
Those are
they
appointments.
don't need to be nominated.
Although I haven't been on this performing arts series in the past, but I would like to be on this time if it's okay, then I would like to nominate myself, and if there is no objection, we'll appoint.
Chair Sharikian, it may be possible to have somebody else nominate you?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so I could go and nominate Commissioner Shrikan because prior to this, he always had shown a lot of interest and input on that. So if there's nobody else, I think he would be a good candidate for that. Thank you.
No, they don't have to vote.
Okay, so
You do not have to vote on this.
we have to vote on this.
No,
Okay,
you do not.
No, we don't.
We don't need. No,
This
those
is
are
an
appointments. Yeah,
This
those
is
are appointments.
appointment.
I'm aware of it. Yes.
So Shrikan and I.
Okay, so the second committee is murals and on city-owned utility boxes. Any nomination?
I'd like to be on that committee.
Okay. Any objections or any seconds? I
That
second
sounds
it.
good.
That's fine. Any other names? I just want to clarify. In the past, I've been on this committee for 3 years, and I would like to be on this committee if it's no objection, if it's okay.
I would nominate you, Chair Shirikian.
Okay. Then we have two names of Shant and I. Any
Commissioner Sahakian and...
Yes,
and
and I.
okay.
If there is no objections, we
Okay, next.
appoint those two people. All right, next up, pop-up art program. Any nomination?
I would self-nominate. I have an interest in that.
Yes, I would second for that, Terry. And I would also nominate Ara if we can do that. He's not here, but
Yeah.
we can. Yeah. I think he talked about it a few times in the past meetings, and I think he will be a good candidate for this program. So we have Terry and Ara.
Ara.
Any objections?
No, sounds good.
All right, so we have Terry and Ara. The next item is temporary art in public spaces. Nomination.
I'd like to be on that one.
Okay, well, I'll nominate Shant to be on this program.
And I'll go with him.
Arlette, any objections? Okay. So we have two names, Shant and Arlette, for the temporary art in public spaces. And finally, we have Adam Square Mini Park Gas Station.
And that's Mrs. Deaver's name is there.
I would definitely
Commissioner Deaver, I'm sorry.
nominate
Commissioner
Terry.
Deaver's name. Okay, and who else?
I can nominate Ara if it's okay. It'll be all right. Any objections for Terry and Ara? All right, then we are set. This is the second item on the...
Now we need the liaison.
Yes. Okay, on the business agenda, so we've done number 1, which is the chair, the second vice chair. Number 3, we did the committee appointments, and we are on number 4, selection of liaison to Glendale Art and Board. Any nomination?
If there is none, I would like to continue with Brand because I've done it for years and very involved with what they do. If there is no other, so I would like to go for that.
For the Glendale Art Board?
For the Brand Associates.
Oh, we're going...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then
We're
I
on
jumped.
number 4.
Okay.
She's very enthusiastic about that one.
Okay. Any nomination? We have any names?
I think
Eric?
Ara was, prior to this, he was our liaison to the Glendale Arts.
Yes, I believe he was.
You was.
He was.
Okay. So do we have one liaison member or two?
One.
Only one. All right. Any objections against for Ara?
No, sounds good.
We're okay? All right. Then we keep Ara as liaison for Glendale Art Board. And finally, am I going too fast?
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
All right. And finally, selection of liaison to Brand Associate Board. Arlette just mentioned her name. Are we okay with it? We'll keep Arlette. And next item on the agenda.
Item 6, commission staff comments.
I have a staff comment.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chair Shirikian and members of the Arts and Culture Commission. First of all, on behalf of staff, it's my pleasure to congratulate our new Chair Shirikian and our Vice Chair Oshigan on their appointments as Chair and Vice Chair, and all the new committee appointees. This year promises to be a very exciting one for the Arts and Culture Commission, and we're all looking forward to your leadership. Additionally, I'd like to thank former Chair Dare Hovanazian and Vice Chair Shirikian for their leadership and inspiration up until now. Now I'd like to update you on the progress of two of your projects, the Open Studios Tour and the Public Art Master Plan. Firstly, with your guidance, we've just selected a consultant to produce our Open Studios Tour, pending our contract negotiations. The selected firm is 1111 Creative Collective, a highly regarded arts event production company headquartered here in the San Fernando Valley. Some reasons for the selection was their energy and creativity throughout the bidding process, their track record of successful events around town, and additionally, they received very, very raving reviews from representatives from the city of Los Angeles and other places with whom they've worked. We intend to have the contract finalized and executory before your next meeting. And I must say, personally, I'm very, very excited to have them on board. They're just a very out-of-the-box and interesting group of people, a women-owned company that I think is going to deliver a fantastic event for us. So I'm very happy about that. Additionally, Commissioner Sahakian asked how they had heard about the opportunity. I'm happy to report that they received 3 separate emails from different art community contacts, including one directly from us. So we believe our outreach strategy of hitting every place we can is working, because it's getting people know about what we have. The second project I'd like to report on is the Public Art Master Plan. With input from the Commission, Director Cleary, and staff, we have finalized our RFP to seek a consultant firm to produce the plan. The RFP has just been reviewed and approved by our attorney, and the next step is to get clearance from our risk management team. We anticipate being able to release the RFP in the next week or so. Our goal is to have the master plan finished by early fall. By the way, thanks to Commissioner Sahakian's suggestion, we're adding a "How did you hear about this opportunity?" requirement for all RFP respondents' submissions. The RFP will be released to a diverse nationwide audience, including artists, art organizations, art schools and universities with public art programs, major cities with public art programs, community and business groups, and art media. City officials and senior management staff will receive links to the RFP so that they may also fan it out to their contacts. I anticipate that the RFP will reach thousands of people and that we'll have a robust response for your consideration. If you have any questions at this time on those 2 projects, I'll be happy to answer.
Questions?
No, I would like just to say that the way you have processed the whole thing, it was fantastic, and the way you are responding so timely with all these organizations that they were involved. Thank you very much for the good job.
Thank you.
Since I was involved, I was more aware of what was going on.
I have a couple of questions. When will the RFP be published or be out?
As soon as it's approved by risk management, there's nothing else holding it back. So it's just a question of
time-wise,
processing.
is it within a week?
Within a week or 2.
Okay. And when is the deadline?
The deadline would be about 6 weeks out from the day it's released. We want to give people enough time, and also enough time. We'll have a period of time when they can ask questions of me regarding that.
All right. Any other questions?
But you're welcome to tell your contacts now that the RFP is coming.
Okay.
We just don't have the specifics of it, but you're welcome to start talking about it.
Sounds great. Okay. Any other comments from Commission? Yes.
I want to note that the Museum of Neon Art is having its long-awaited grand opening celebration on February 6th at 7 p.m., and tickets are available online through their, I believe it's mona.org, but I'm not positive about that, so you can Google that, or however you search. And then also just around the county, there are a number of large arts events that are happening this weekend and this coming weekend as well, not to mention, of course, everything that's going on in Glendale. But I wanted to make note of Photo LA, which is also opening this evening with their event and runs through the weekend. And I believe that one of the reasons our esteemed vice chair is absent today is that he is doing an installation at the last minute there, which is pretty exciting. So hopefully people will be able to get out from the Glendale community and support our local artists and support the photography in Los Angeles. And that's held at the Reef at LA Mart, I think it's what it is, but it's Photo LA. You can find more information online for that. Also, Los Angeles Contemporary is happening next weekend in Santa Monica, a large arts festival at the Barker Hangar there, and then also that's the LA Contemporary, and then the LA Art Show is also happening next weekend at the Convention Center, and I know that's been a place a lot of folks from the community have liked to go. That's not too far away to get more information about what's happening on a national and international level. So those are just a few exciting things going on.
Yes.
Could I just add something? We forgot to mention that Commissioner Deaver is also the liaison of the Commission at the Neon Museum, because we have actually 3 different assignments. One is the brand associates, the other one is Glendale Arts, and the third one is the Neon Museum. So thank you very much for that in-depth explanation. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Any other comments? Yes.
I'd like to comment that the Museum of Neon Art's website is neonmona.org.
And is it February 7th, 6 p.m.?
February 6th at 7 p.m.
Okay, 7 p.m. Okay. Yes.
I just wanted to add to what Ms. Garrett already said. Thank you, Chair Derho Vanessian, for your leadership over the last year. It's been a pleasure working with you, and we will miss you in that role, but I'm happy that you will still continue on with the commission. And to new Chair Chirikian, thank you very much for accepting, and congratulations. I look forward to working with you in that capacity.
Thank you. Any other comments?
No.
Okay. Next item, written communication. I don't think
There's none.
we don't have any.
No.
Any other? And the meeting is adjourned. Wow.